This is one of the saddest facts. And it's really hard to accept this, but the narcissist doesn't care about losing you. They just don't care. Now, why is that? Why is that? How can someone be so cruel? You know, at the beginning of the relationship, they were so lovely. How is it that they have now changed and become this? If these are some of the thoughts that you have been thinking or have ever thought, watch this video because I'm going to explain all. Hello and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So in today's video, oh my goodness, today's video, we're talking about why the narcissist doesn't care about losing you. Why they just don't care about anything but themselves. Yes, my friends, they don't care about anything but themselves. All the attention and the focus is on them. Not you, them. And believe me, it always has been though, hasn't it? I'm going to be talking about why that is. So the reason why narcissists don't care about losing you is for two reasons why that come to my mind. The first one is that, I know this is going to be hard to hear, but you're replaceable. Yes, my friends, you are replaceable. It's not that they were bonded or attached to you because they can't do that, but because they view people in a completely different light to the way that me or you do. They see people as objects. Objectification is the psychological term. So it's like, you know, you've got your mobile phone. You love your mobile phone because you can make calls, you can text, you can you know, do your whole social media, you can watch videos and all the other bits and pieces. But you're not in love with your phone. You see, that is the thing. The phone provides a service or does something for you, which is how the narcissist sees people, how the narcissist sees you, their next door neighbor, their friend, the person that they saw yesterday, like anybody. This is how they see people. They see people as transactional, as objects, things that they can provide the narcissist. You know why? Because it means that they don't have a connection. When you don't have an emotional connection to something, it means that you don't really care. All you're doing is you're looking out for this thing to provide you with something. Okay, you've got to do something for the narcissist, which is why they have all these expectations of you, which is why when you let them down, they can't cope. It's not that you let them down, they perceive that you let them down. So this is why, you know, they move on really easily because there was never any depth of connection with that person, even though they made you believe that there was at the beginning of this relationship. But as time goes on, there isn't that connection. They don't have it. They don't even have it to themselves. So when there's someone who doesn't have connection to themselves, how can they connect to other people? You see, you think, Anushka, how? Like, because we did have a relationship. Sure, of course you did. But it was all surface level. There was never any depth to this relationship. It was all about transaction. What can you do for them? Can you see the difference? They didn't care about you, even though they pretended they do, but did they really care? Did they really show you that care and compassion the way that you did for them? No, of course not, because there's no connection. There's no connection to themselves, because that was all destroyed within their childhood when ego processes were being developed. But then going on into adulthood, they don't connect because they have these huge barriers up to stop them from being able to connect to themselves, their real authentic selves, but also to other people. So they look at people being able to provide them with something. You are transactional, you provide them with a service. That's how they see it. The second thing that I would say is that they don't care because they already have somebody else. They're not just going to have one person to provide them getting their needs met. They're not going to put all their eggs in one basket, and they're not going to remain faithful because they know that one person can't give them all of that. They know this because they've done this for many, many years. So look, this is the way they see it. Right? They're in a relationship with you and they're getting their needs met from you. But But they know that this is only to a time point, because at some point you're going to stop doing that. At some point you're going to be like, okay, I'm tired. I can't do this anymore. So they know that they need more than one option. They know that they need to get their needs met. So just from one person, it's not enough. It is not enough. They need more of that validation, more of that attention from another person. So when you are seen as someone who is transactional, providing them a service or providing them something, they know that you can't do that for them all the time. So this is why they need to have other people to be able to give that to them, because they are not able to self-regulate. So when you're someone that can't self-regulate, you perceive outside information in a completely different way. It's called fantasy thinking. All right, so this is an illusion. The way that somebody behaves, the way that the narcissist perceives it is going to be different. They don't understand environmental cues. They don't understand social cues. They don't see things the same way that me or you do. They are not satisfied with one person. You know, for a lot of you, you're at that stage where the narcissist has moved on and they're with new supply. Perhaps maybe posting all of this happiness on, I don't know, on social media. And so this is very dangerous for you to keep looking or keep checking on them, because what you're seeing is not a true representation of reality. The narcissist hasn't suddenly just changed and they've realized the error of their ways. No. This is not what is happening here. This isn't that suddenly they have changed. These are lifelong processes that don't get changed. All right, this is the way that they think. This is the way that they have been constructed to think because of their childhood. So when neurologically you are wired differently, you're going to think differently. And they do think differently. And in the following ways, because they can't self-soothe. So what that means is that whatever you do, what anyone does for them is never good enough. They want more. And this is the ego process that is dysfunctional. They don't care about losing you because they've got other people there that are going to be able to give them what they want. You feel obliged to give them that because of the attachment that you have to them. You want to help, you're compassionate, you want them to feel good. And this is it, the way that they attach onto people is completely wrong. They have an attachment disorder. They don't attach to you in a healthy way, but they also don't detach from you in a healthy way. So at some point they will come back. But at that time, when you're not meeting their needs, they don't care about losing you because they've got other people who will be able to provide that for them. You see, the attachment that they have is insecure, is avoidant, which means that they can't give you that depth of relationship or that depth of bond that you're looking for. This relationship is never going to develop that depth. If you're looking at it, it's always at surface level. And narcissistic relationships happen in reverse because it's all so intense at the beginning. They obsess, they put you on a pedestal. Everything's just so amazing. So and they're the same as you. Okay, let's not forget that bit. They pretend to be the same as you. So you're thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. This is my soulmate. I've met someone who is like me. Meanwhile, it's all a ploy to basically get you to fall in love with them, to bond with them, and basically become their emotional slave so that you give them everything that they want, but they give nothing in return. That is the way that they see things. That you're transactional. You're going to give them things, but they don't need to give it back to you because they're not connected. They're not connected to themselves. How can they connect to you if they don't even know who they are? They don't have that emotion, that emotional bandwidth to be able to give you and supply you and give you the things that you need. Your needs don't matter. You're insignificant. Remember, everything is your fault. So when they're moving on, when they've got another person or the third or fourth person, you see what they're doing there? They're also beginning to change. They change to mold into their background, to mold into that person's life, so that person then attaches onto them. It's like a chameleon, you're blending into the background, but what they're doing is they're trying to blend into that person's life. because they want that person to fall in love or really like them or bond with them or them to feel a part of something. When they have that person on side, then they are able to do whatever it is that they want to do to get their needs met. That person is supplying them. And that's the way that a narcissist attaches onto you, in that way. It's very dysfunctional. And when you remove, this is the funny thing, when you remove that attention and you remove that communication from them, they can't stand it. Oh my gosh, they cannot stand it. When you go no contact, they can't understand why you would do that, why you would want to do that. Remember, for the narcissist, it's very important that they have a lot of people. Okay, they are people collectors. They want a lot of people around them because they need to know that if this person fails them or disappoints them, they've got another person, and then they have another person and another. That is what is going on here. That is what's on their mind. So this is really dysfunctional on so many levels, which is why they don't care about losing you, because you're replaceable. They can find somebody else. And when these relationships end, it leaves you thinking, like, what the hell has just happened? Why is this person like this? I would never do this to somebody. I would never make someone feel absolutely awful and put the blame on someone. But the narcissist does. This is what they do. This is how they interact with people. They don't understand that actually it needs to be a different way. So my friends, you trying to understand them, why they have done this, is because of the attachment disorder. It's not because you're not good enough. It's not because you weren't enough that they don't care about losing you. That's not why they've left and why they don't care. It's because at that right time, you didn't give them what they want. You didn't conform. So that's why they have withdrawn. That's why they don't care. That's why they go. You have taken your power back. And that is what's important here, is that you have taken your power back. And that is the most important thing. That is what you need to remember, and that is what you need to keep doing. Because this person, even though they're going to come back and want to get you back, this is not going to be a good outcome, because all they're looking for is to get their needs met. They just want your attention. They want you to supply them. That's all it is. Because they don't care whether you do it or they'll go to another person. So you're not the only person that they're doing this for. And I know that this can play absolute havoc on our minds, that, you know, it plays with our emotions. But that's the idea here. They're playing on your compassion. They've got another agenda behind all of this. So this is what you've got to remember when they do come back. At that time, they don't care. At the time when they're coming back, they also don't care. This isn't about you. This is about them. So I hope that this video helps you to understand what's going on here, because I know it's not easy, and it's just a labyrinth. Like, trying to understand what is going on for the narcissist is just, it's just strange, because yeah, we wouldn't behave in this way, but that's what they do because of this attachment disorder. So if you are someone that is going through this right now, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. I'm also starting a mentorship. Actually, the mentorship program has started. If you would like to join the mentorship, please see the description box below. And also, I do have a journal club. If you're interested in joining, please see the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.